Reasoning is the art of proving something with the use of correct, verbally oriented presentation of facts and arguments. Argument is the ability to defend what is right and what is lawful and what is moral in the right avenue using the formal and moral way of defending facts and reasons. In this premise, I want to inform you that our topic today is reasoning and arguing correctly. This is still Mentor Noy Gonzaga of the Academia Learning System through the program Instructor's Compass. Often, reason-oriented people are being castigated and stereotyped in institutions and systems because it is perceived that they are hard-headed and unreasonable. Thus, there goes the paradox. If you reason, you become unreasonable, but if you do not reason and keep your mouth shut, you are perceived to be reasonable. That is in itself a self-destructed and a useless logic. Reasoning has three great bases. Why is it called an essential right of a human being? First, reasoning is biblical. It was clearly stated that in times of conflicts, misunderstandings, confusions, and even dubious presentation of facts, Isaiah 1:18 give us a direct counsel. When these things stated happen to you, come now and let us reason together, says the Lord. If it was the Lord who is encouraging reasoning to take place to settle disputes and unclear presentation of facts, therefore it follows that reasoning is a godly practice, a godly methodology to clarify things. Second, our law in the Philippines provide that when there are two laws that seem to be applied correctly, yet it results into a conflict, this case must be presented to the court and both parties will be given time to present the reasoning, and by then, with the use of the law and the qualifications of the reasoned argument, the court, through the justices, will attempt to settle these disputes in a fair and lawful manner. This is only possible when reasons are all heard and given ample time to be presented. Thus, if the law sees reason as an avenue that can create legal settlement and restore lawful order, then reasoning and argumentation, after all, is not bad. On the contrary, if we argue and we argue correctly, it even proves which of the presented facts are good and believable. Third, the law of consequential order states that if something happened and nobody understood why it happened, it will just continue happening, for there is no reason to stop it. However, if a negative thing happened and people involved in it use the proper way of settling it, then via the use of proper adherence to the reasoning and arguments of both parties involved, the consequential fact is the same error will not happen again, as there are already established facts and points of reason stability which was created by reasoning and argumentation. However, after understanding the key role played by reason and argumentation in our existence as human beings in a society, there are still instances that humans themselves use reason to twist facts. Often this is not because the facts are wrong, but rather the way reason was used creates the wrong in itself. So it should be understood that for a fact to be correct, it should be in itself factual and reasoned factually. If it is not factual but reasoned factually, it's still wrong. That is where fallacies come in. If it's factual but not reasoned factually, it is still wrong. Here, you are already seeing the injustice because of the failure to execute critical thinking to let the truth come out. This is the very reason why logic as a science is based on the cornerstone of reason. Executions of logic such as debates, formal argumentations, verbal dispute settlements, and even professional settlements are all anchored in the correct and sensible usage of reason and argumentation. Remember, it is a point of dishonesty to reason correctly for a wrong fact. Meaning, if you defend what is wrong, it is in itself wrong and should not wait for the result of the argumentation to finish, because everything or anything that involves wrongness in the process, even if it comes out right, beneficial, or contributory to the human improvement, still the presence of the uncorrected wrong in its formulation, in its foundation, will render the whole process as wrong. Thus, reasoning and argumentation is a very strong logical tool to defend oneself when being right in the wrong situation. However, this is also a dangerous tool when one is wrong and he uses it in the right situation. Foremost to that, we need to know that for a person to be right, it should always be the right reason in the right situation. Let us not abuse the power to reason, for it is one avenue that we can always obtain what is necessary and factual. Let us always reason with the use of our professionalism, education, societal coherence, and moral maturity. By this, we are assured that we are reasoning in the right direction. So, one day when a person may meet you and ask, "Is reasoning vital to human existence?" Well, the simple answer is, it is not only vital, it is actually the lubricator of human existence en route to a successful success in human life. It is terribly vital. May the points raised in this discussion empower us and inspire us to always reason and argue correctly, so that reality and truth will come out and will not die down in the wrong concepts of silence and indifference. May God, the supreme example of divine reasoning and argumentation, remind us always of the biblical fact found in Isaiah 1:18. It says, "Come now, and let us reason together, says the Lord." Yes, it's time to reason out in the correct way. This is the Instructor's Compass for today, and we have just discussed the topic reasoning and arguing correctly. This is Mentor Noy Gonzaga. God's will be done, and good day to all.